Hello friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS Academy. Welcome to our Down to Earth series. So today we are gonna cover my edition of Down to Earth. जैसे कि हम पहले वीडियोस कवर करते हैं, we have covered our articles of Down to Earth previously. What we used to do, we used to cover one article, right? We used to cover one article of the magazines, which were the important articles. But now, this time, what we will try to do and what we will try to implement is that we will try to cover the entire magazine in one go. As you can see, this is a magazine Down to Earth, and it is specially written over here that it is anniversary special. I will tell the importance about it, why it is anniversary special, and the theme here is the past in the present continuous. So there is a little bit of, we can say, there is little bit of enigma surrounding the, we can say, the theme of the topic of this edition of Down to Earth. So first of all, we're gonna cover the entire magazine. So what they have done, it because of their anniversary, Down to Earth magazine, it has been started since 1990s. So what they have done in this edition, in this my edition of Down to Earth, that they've handpicked some important articles that they covered in their earlier editions, which they covered in their earlier editions. They have handpicked those articles, and what we will try to do, we will discuss those important articles. We will not be covering all the articles which they have covered, 30 articles. No, we will be covering only those articles that are important for prelims as well as mains point of view, that are important for prelims as well as mains point of view. Now the theme of the topic is the past in the present continuous. So the importance here regarding the theme is that there were some problems the past which these Down to Earth articles discussed, but they are still relevant today. They are still relevant today because those problems still exist or find their form in one way or the other. So that is why its theme is the past in the present continuous. We need to know as well as the theme as well, which we are going to discuss right now, है ना, कि पहले पता हो कि हम discuss क्या कर रहे हैं, तो it makes a very good, मतलब narration भी हो जाती है और साथ में हमारे दिमाग में एक impact भी पड़ जाता है. So we are going to cover the Down to Earth My edition, and it was started in 1990s, है ना. तो इसमें जो first article है 1992 से starting है till 2021. बेसिकली जो 30 आर्टिकल्स इन्होंने डिस्कस किए हैं, बट वी कैन नॉट कवर द एंटायर आर्टिकल्स, बट वी विल हैंडपिक सम इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल्स एंड वी विल ट्राई टू कवर दोस आर्टिकल्स. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट अ जर्नी ऑफ डाउन टू अर्थ मई एडिशन. एज यू कैन सी, दिस इज द टॉपिक फ्रॉम 1995. इट टॉक्स अबाउट डिसीज रिसर्जेंस. This topic talks about disease resurgence, and you can see in the headline as well, the microbes strikes back. The microbes strike back, and you can read the subheading as well. Diseases that were cheerfully believed to have been eradicated are inexplicably cropping up again. Ab, what's the issue? The issue here is about the disease resurgence. Issue here is about the disease resurgence. So we're gonna look at the factors. We're gonna look at the factors that result in disease resurgence. What are the reasons that are leading to the resurgence of the diseases? I will give you a very good example. Let's suppose we compare it with the recent outbreak, that's the most dangerous disease that the world is witnessing, that is COVID. COVID is, we can say, it is a disease. So in February, India had declared that we are in the end game. We are in the end game of COVID, that we have defeated COVID. But after February, in March and April, we witnessed the second layer of, or the second wave of coronavirus that was even more lethal than the first wave. So this COVID has now come back in the form of a new variant, which we are labeling as Indian COVID variant. Indian COVID variant. So the issue in front of us is the new variants that come out. that leads to resurgence of diseases is one of the thing or one of the way through which diseases resurge. Maybe there could be some resistance that has been developed by these microbes which is rendering vaccines ineffective. So that could be also one of the reasons. So there can be multiple reasons that are linked to this disease resurgence. Here we are talking about diseases. We will talk about the disease of the past like malaria, tuberculosis. So we will be talking about the diseases of the past like malaria, tuberculosis. So what is the reason that is leading to the resurgence of these diseases? We're gonna discuss and we're gonna see. So let's check it out. There are many reasons behind this phenomena. So this thing could be asked in your prelims as well as in your mains. ये आपके prelims में भी पूछा जा सकता है और ये आपके mains में भी पूछा जा सकता है. So the first is the ecobiological changes. Like we had just discussed, the drug resistance of the pathogens, the insecticide resistance of vectors, the emergence of new pathogenic strains like Indian अभी बात करिए कोविड जो वेरिएंट आया है, नए स्ट्रेन्स आ रहे हैं जिसकी वजह से जो पुरानी वैक्सीन थी जो पुराने स्ट्रेन के अकॉर्डिंग थी दे आर बिकमिंग इनएफेक्टिव, उनकी एफिकेसी क्या हो रही है, कम हो रही है. प्लस environmental changes and HIV cause decreasing immunity in people. So somehow we can attribute to the resurgence of diseases to these ecobiological changes. We can attribute these to these ecobiological changes. These are very good points that you can write in your mains exam. So this question can come in GS paper 3 and this question can come in your GS paper 4 as well. Okay, what are the reasons, what are the things that happened in the past but still we have developed vaccines but we are still getting the resurgence of those diseases like malaria, tuberculosis. So what are those reasons? So these reasons you can directly put in your answers. The second reason according to experts is the human factor. Now they are talking about the human factor. One was the thing that was, we can say, out of our hand. Okay, microbes are developing resistance, right? But here the second factor is more regarding the human factor, which is the infrastructural inadequacies, administrative apathy, and policies that neglect the poor who suffer the most. Shoestring budgets and lack of human power in rural public health centers compound the problem. Now see, what this point is trying to portray, it is trying to portray that we have a very low budget on health, or allocation to health infrastructure is very, very less. That is compounding this problem. Moreover, we are not able to develop the health infrastructure and that problem compounds by the presence of administrative apathy and policies that neglect the poor. अगर हमारा हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छे से तैयार नहीं है तो वो डिसीजेस जो एक पॉइंट पे कंट्रोल हो सकती हैं वो कंट्रोल नहीं हो पाएंगी. जैसे कि अभी हमने देखा है हमारा हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा सा शेकी हो गया ना. After coming of the new COVID variant, there is shortage of oxygen, there is shortage of oxygen cylinders, there is shortage of ventilators. What is the problem? The problem is the low infrastructure, the shortage of infrastructure that compounds the problem. We do not want COVID to spread into our rural areas because our rural areas might not be fully equipped with the health infrastructure. But if the diseases went there, then it will be very difficult to control them because of the low health budget that is allocated in the main scenario plus to the rural sector as well. So this is the second reason you can contribute in your answers. Third, a major but often overlooked ecobiological factor in disease resurgence is human engineered environmental changes. So this is also very, very important. You can directly be asked a question, okay, human engineered environmental changes, how they are leading to resurgence of diseases. This question can be asked, how human engineered environmental changes are leading to resurgence of diseases. So this question could be perfectly asked in your exam. So you can give an example like we have given, the Indira Gandhi Canal in Rajasthan leads to water locking. So that will increase the scope of malaria. that will increase the scope of malaria. So this way questions can be framed in your exam, UPSC exams, be the state exams as well. तो पेपर में क्वेश्चन यही होते हैं, पॉइंट्स हमारे सामने ही होते हैं, but just we have to look at the right sources, and down to earth is the perfect source if you are preparing for environment, because these are the points that shall be mentioned in your answers. A major hurdle in fighting diseases is the growing drug resistance among microbes that we have discussed. The major problem क्या आ रही है कि now these microbes are developing resistance, insecticide resistance, so it is not easy to target those diseases like malaria and tuberculosis. So you need to analyze this, you need to understand this, why the diseases are resurging back again and again, because there is the problem of developing resistance, there is a problem of environmental changes, human engineered environmental changes, plus low infrastructure, that is being health infrastructure or the low budget allocation towards the health sector. So this was the thing that was relevant in the down to earth edition. So हमने relevant information ही extract की है so that you guys could be maximum benefited from this. I hope you have got this article. Now we will move to the next article, that is in the year 1998. You can see the heading, it's talk about the pollinators. It talks about the pollinators. I hope most of you would know what are pollinators. So while you are watching this video, do write in the comment section what are pollinators as fast as you can. So here they are saying pollinators are declining rapidly. If they die out, so will the plants that depend on them. So somehow, if we don't know about pollinators as well, we can from this heading establish a relationship between pollinators and plants that depend on pollination. If pollinators are directly dependent or plants are directly dependent on pollinators, from this subheading we can say crop production is dependent on pollinators, thus agriculture is dependent on pollinators. In fact, we can say agricultural prosperity somehow, agricultural prosperity is somehow linked to pollinators. So pollinators have a very important role. As you can see, pollinators are declining rapidly. If they die out, so will the plants that depend on them. So pollinators have a very major role. You can see they are maintaining the plants, crop production को boost कर रहे हैं, they are helping in agriculture and they are helping in agricultural prosperity as well. So we need to find out okay, what is pollinators. I think most of you have now must have googled it now. Okay, and how these pollinators are helping in all these process, we need to look at those things, and what is being done in India in order to contain the problem of declining pollinators. We have to understand these three things, and that will be the portion of our article. Now we can look at some certain facts that will ease out our complexity that we have developed regarding pollinators. So let's find out. There are some 250,000 flowering plant species on our planet. More than 80% of them undergo pollination to produce seeds. Now this fact is very important. 80% of our plants, they undergo pollination to produce seeds or bear fruit. मतलब maximum plants, if they have to go through the process of fertilization, they will require what? Pollination. They will require what? Pollination. So these pollinators are very important for pollination, which is very important for the process of fertilization. Not all the plants require them, certain plants require them. Which don't require them, such as mosses and lichens, that can propagate on their own. So there are certain plants that do not require pollinators, but there are majority of the plants that require what? Pollinators for the process of pollination. There are an estimated 1,20,000 to 2 lakh invertebrate and vertebrate species that acts as pollinators. So both vertebrate species and invertebrate species can act as pollinators. So this thing could be asked in your exam in prelims, statement based questions. This could be asked in your statement based questions regarding are the pollinators vertebrate only or are the pollinators invertebrate? Our answer will be they are both invertebrate as well as vertebrate. So if we are talking about invertebrate pollinators, their example is honeybees, and if we are talking about vertebrates, their examples are bats, hummingbirds, monkeys, and many other animals and bird species. So pollinators play a very important role. That is the first process that we know, that is in fertilization. So if they are helping in fertilization, they are boosting crop production, and if they are boosting crop production, they are maintaining what? They are maintaining plant biodiversity. This is a very major point that you can quote in your answers if you are writing about biodiversity, conservation of biodiversity, that these pollinators play a very important role in maintaining plant biodiversity. Play a very important role in maintaining plant biodiversity. So these are certain facts related to pollinators कि पॉलिनेटर पोलन ग्रेन्स को ट्रांसफर करते हैं मेल से फीमेल पार्ट तक, है ना. तो ये चीजें क्या है, बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हैं और आपको पता होनी चाहिए. द फैक्ट्स दैट आर आस्क्ड इन द एग्जाम. वी हैव ऑफन saw कि these type of questions are asked, and we see that was not mentioned in any book itself. So there comes down to earth importance, because these things are mentioned in these type of magazines that are down to earth. Now first point stage of this article is very clear that these are very important for fertilization. So in India there needs to be devised a mechanism that is helping in order to protect the population of pollinators. There is extensive research being done. There are research institutes that are trying to we can say undergo the process of apiculture through the research, through the extension services. Are enough being done in India? Are enough being done by Ministry of Agriculture? Let's find out. So you can see Indian context, despite their importance to agriculture, pollinator management is virtually unheard in India. It is the KYIC, Khadi and Village Industries Commission, and not Ministry of Agriculture that has a research institute. Other developing countries such as China, Argentina and Mexico are far ahead with more bee colonies that are acting as a pollinators and increased profits from apiary products. हमने बोला है pollinators directly linked agricultural prosperity से. This comes under agricultural and allied activities. This comes under agriculture and allied activities. So majority of developing countries as compared to India are doing more than what we are doing in order to make profits from these apiary products. So let's see an example what is lacking in India. So between 1970 and 1976, National Commission of Agriculture suggested that we should develop a section on apiculture under the entomology division of research, education and training. हमने बोला था कि ऐसा कुछ बनाना चाहिए जिससे कि पॉलिनेटर्स की बी कीपिंग के रिलेटेड हमें ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी, हमारी अवेयरनेस क्रिएट होगी, पर ऐसा हमारे देश में बिल्कुल भी कुछ नहीं bana. So the problem that was still present there is still present now because not enough is being done. We are seeing pollinators population is still declining. If their population is still declining, what are we doing in order to restore their population? Because those are very, very important. We have seen in the context of biodiversity as well in the context of crop protection or crop production. So these things are very, very important. See, they have mentioned so many irrelevant things as well as in these articles, but we have tried to do what? We have tried to extract maximum information that can be important from your exam point of view. I hope you are clear with these two articles. One was the disease resurgence and second one was the who will play Cupid, that is regarding the pollinators. Now, let's move to the third article. Third article you can see a political drought. Here you can see the image of a man drinking water, है ना? But the subheading is a more, we can say, and a very, we can say, it's the matlab catching point of this article. It is a human perpetuated crisis. वी कैन से कि क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है ना, क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से ड्रॉट्स आ रहे हैं, यस क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से ड्रॉट्स आ रहे हैं, सो दैट इज क्रिएटिंग अ प्रॉब्लम ऑफ ड्रॉट्स एंड दैट इज क्लाइमेट चेंज, वी कैन से इट एट्रीब्यूटेड टू आवर एक्टिविटीज, सो वो मैन मेड इवेंट है, वी कैन से दैट climate change if not natural it is a man made event. But so let's suppose it is a man made event, droughts have come, what after droughts we are doing in order to offset the problem of a bad drought, that is also in our hands. Okay, what we are doing to offset the problem of bad droughts, it's also in our hands. So what extra we are doing or what extra we are not doing, we will try to analyze in this article. So it means drought is a human perpetuated crisis. Drought comes, but the management of water is like that it leads to a bad drought. The management of water is like that it leads to a bad drought. So what are those management practices that we need to follow and what we are following, we will try to analyze. Let's see. Water management. Over the last 100 years or so, we have seen two paradigmatic shifts in water management. कह रहे दो मेजर वाटर मैनेजमेंट के अंदर हम शिफ्ट्स देखे हैं, that is compounding this problem. One is that individuals and communities have steadily given over their role. This is a very important thing. Initially, communities used to play a very important role in water management. In water management, they used to play a very important role. The role of the state was very negligible, was very meager, we can say, as compared to individuals and communities. But that has changed over the past 100 years. अब क्या है, अब state का role क्या है, ज़्यादा हो गया है, state's role has increased, but the individuals and communities' role have steadily declined. Second thing. The second is the simple technology of using rainwater has declined. Earlier people what used to do, they used to tap the potential of rainwater. Earlier used to tap the potential of rainwater. But now that has also decreased. Now people are more focusing on rivers, tube wells, that is generating more pressure on underground water table, which is already receding in our green revolutionized states like Punjab, Haryana and Western UP. So that is leading to more stress and burden on those resources which are already limited in number. Why there is more stress on those resources? Because रेन वाटर की टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज करना डिक्लाइन हो चुका है. सो द टू मेजर फैक्टर्स दैट इज we can say compounding the problem is, one is that individuals are not playing enough role, second the problem that they are not using the technology of rain water. So what they did, they have to prove this point as well. So a survey conducted was by Center for Science and Environment in some villages of Gujarat and Western Madhya Pradesh, where they took some villages where they had developed some, we can say, rainwater harvesting, watershed works किया हुआ था, development works किए हुए थे. So they try to analyze if we do these water management practices in these villages and try to neglect these practices in other villages. So what they find out, even if a drought comes, these villages where they had developed these structures, they were able to overcome the problem of drought. But the surrounding villages which do not have any such structures, they were not able to offset the problem and they were desperate for water. So somehow these things are very, very important. That is, individuals have to play a very important role. Individuals have to play a very important role, and rainwater technology has to be used. More pressure should not be created on already very few resources, that is the ground water. To provide lasting relief against drought, the government will need to go beyond promises. It should heed the president's advice and prepare a concrete plan of action to develop a mass movement for water harvesting. So there needs to be a momentum, there needs to be a layer, there needs to be a wave where there is promoted community based rainwater harvesting, where at micro level you can have sub communities and individuals as well. So that is very, very important, the participation of the individuals, the participation of the communities, plus tapping the potential of rainwater, which was proven by the studies. Now if you are writing an answer in mains, you need to code these things, because that will only amplify your answer, because you are then stating your facts along with the results. आप एक फैक्ट दे रहे हो, साथ में उसका प्रूफ भी दे रहे हो। जैसे हम पहले थ्योरम्स करते होते थे कि क्या प्रूफ क्या करना है, उसके लिए आप उसका प्रूफ भी तो दोगे। तो ये प्रूफ ही है जो उन्होंने शो किया है कि रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग को करने की वजह से विलेजेस ड्रॉट की प्रॉब्लम को ओवरकम कर सकते हैं। सो दिस वाज आवर थर्ड आर्टिकल, दैट ड्रॉट इन इंडिया इज अ ह्यूमन परपेचुएटेड क्राइसिस, व्हाई? बिकॉज ऑफ द पैराडिग्मेटिक शिफ्ट्स ओवर द पास्ट 200 years. I hope this article is clear to everyone. अगर आपका कोई भी डाउट है आप कमेंट सेक्शन में डाल सकते हैं। The next article that we're going to discuss is the man-eaten. When tigers vanish from the Sariska Reserve. Now, the important thing that is in this article is certainly about the protection of tiger. और आप कमेंट सेक्शन में फटाफट लिख के बताइए, टेल मी इन द कमेंट सेक्शन व्हाट आर द एफर्ट्स बीइंग अंडरटेकन टू प्रोटेक्ट द टाइगर। सो आई विल ट्राई टू राइट इट डाउन एज वेल। प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर, वी हैव नेशनल टाइगर कंजर्वेशन अथॉरिटीज, वी हैव एम स्ट्राइप्स ऐप, वी हैव वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट, वेयर अंडर शेड्यूल 1 वी हैव प्लेस्ड टाइगर अंडर द मैक्सिमम प्रोटेक्शन, शेड्यूल 1 वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 1972, प्लस we conduct tiger census after every 4 years. That are our efforts in order to protect the tiger. ठीक है जी। अब प्रॉब्लम क्या हुई है कि टाइगर्स वैनिश हुए सरिस्का रिजर्व से। ये बात है 2005 की। तो दिस इज द टॉपिक रिलेटेड 2005, बट प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ टाइगर इज अ रेलेवेंट टॉपिक स्टिल टुडे। ओके, नाउ द प्रॉब्लम वाज द काउंटिंग मेथड ऑफ टाइगर्स, दैट इज द टाइगर सेंसस. They were using a method by the name of pug mark method. Method is pug mark method. Now, what was actually happening in this reserve when the down to earth officials went there, है ना, they did their own research, that tigers were being killed. Tigers were being killed, but it was not reported in this pug mark tiger census. Why? Because of the inadequacy of this method of counting of tigers by this pug mark method. That was the whole scam that they revealed in their editorial, that is man-eaten when tigers vanish from Sariska Reserve. So we got to need to know a little about okay, what is this pug mark method. So first of all, what was the scam? Let's have a look. The Sariska scam reveals the tiger census is a lie. It is a lie because the method is based on counting by tracking pug marks is inadequate. The union government has no role in the tiger census despite being the main funding body. More appallingly, the state forest departments do not keep records of drop in tiger population. So मैटर तो पता चल रहा है कि बात हो रही है कि टाइगर की पॉपुलेशन कम हुई है, बट वो चीज रिफ्लेक्ट बैक नहीं हुई है. टाइगर पॉपुलेशन हैज डिक्लाइंड, बट दैट थिंग इज नॉट बीइंग रिफ्लेक्टेड इन द टाइगर सेंसस, व्हिच आर stating other things that we have increased the population of tiger, but that's not the case. Tiger population had already decreased when we are talking about this scam in the year 2005. So let's look out what is this pug mark method. First of all, certain points, that it was invented in 1966 by Indian forester S.R. Chaudhary. What happens in this method? It required thousands of people to fan out across jungles for 1 to 2 week period. These things could be asked in the exam. Last year पेपर में एलिफेंट्स के रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आ गया, फीमेल एलिफेंट से. ये भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. कितने देर का होता है ये? Every year, searching for tiger tracks. Once located, their tracing are taken off the left hind paw. This is very very important. Tracings किसकी ली जा रही हैं? Left hind paw की. So then these pug marks are collected and the tiger census is calculated. But there is a certain problem. If we go into the nitty-gritties of this pug mark method, that there is a problem of overcounting. There is a problem of miscalculations that is not actually revealing the accurate data. So in nutshell, we can say this pug mark method is not scientific enough. Not scientific because it is not judging scientifically the population of tiger, because there is a problem in the method which is used in the pug mark method of tracing of tigers. So this was the thing, that was the whole scenario that was revealed at that time. But tiger protection is a very important issue. We need to protect the tiger for maintaining the biodiversity of a system because it is a top predator, है ना. तो वो सब चीजें क्या है, important है. I hope you have studied many things about tigers, how they are being protected in India through the tiger reserves. Now let's look at the next article. सो दिस इज फ्रॉम द ईयर 2019, ठीक है। अब 2020 में भी एक आर्टिकल था, वी विल नॉट बी कवरिंग दैट इज रिलेटेड टू कोविड, वी हैव ऑलरेडी मेड इनफ वीडियोस रिलेटेड टू कोविड। एंड देन वाज 2021 फार्म लॉस, वो भी हमने एक्चुअल में डिटेल में कवर कर लिया। सो दिस इज गोना बी आवर लास्ट आर्टिकल, अ कंटिन्यूइंग चैलेंज। यू कैन सी द डेट ओवर हियर, इट इज October 1 to 15, 2019, sanitation, a continuing challenge. India becomes ODF, but so we know 2014 में there was a promise that on the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji that we will make India under Swachh Bharat mission open defecation free. Yes, India achieved most of the targets, but there are certain problems still existing. What are those problems? Let's have a look. We are doing analysis. You can also get this type of questions in case studies in GS paper 4. See, Swachh Bharat mission did more than what we predicted. We were able to construct the toilets. यही था ना कि कंस्ट्रक्शन होगी टॉयलेट्स की, लोग टॉयलेट्स यूज करेंगे and they will not be defecating in the open. This was the main purpose of Swachh Bharat mission. Yes, we constructed the toilets. Yes, people also started using them as well. People also started using them. But the question arises, how this all happened? Pura, it was a fair thing that through which the people were able to go to these toilets and use them? No. So they did some case studies, a survey in certain states of Bihar and Madhya Pradesh. They find out that the people were forced that they have to use the toilet, otherwise the people of their community will not be getting government benefits. Very important thing. So basically they are being threatened. They are being threatened that they will not be getting the government benefits if they are not using the toilets. But that is not the purpose of Swachh Bharat mission. That is to bring about a behavioral change. Swachh Bharat mission is about to bringing a behavioral change in the mindset of the people that they have to maintain the sanitation around them. But that was not the case. Toilets are being made, they are made to use the toilets, but for what reason? That if you will not use अगर आप यूज नहीं करोगे तो गवर्नमेंट बेनिफिट्स नहीं मिलेंगे. सेकंड थिंग, अगर ये जनरल लोगों के साथ किया जा सकता है, सो द आदिवासीज और द लोअर कास्ट हाउसहोल्ड्स who are more vulnerable could also be coerced into doing this. As you can see, Adivasi and Dalit households were especially likely to face coercion. So ये coercion बहुत ज़्यादा है जो इन states में देखने को मिली. But that was not the main purpose of Swachh Bharat mission. It was that people should realize is that we have to maintain a proper hygiene and sanitation, and we have to bring about a what? Behavioral change. So this was the thing that were discussed in this article कि हमारे यहाँ पे एक proper mechanism होना चाहिए, accountability होनी चाहिए, transparent system होना चाहिए, और ये जो प्रोसेस है अभी भी स्वच्छ भारत मिशन का, इट इज अ कंटिन्यूइंग प्रोसेस. वी हैव नॉट अचीव्ड व्हाट वी हैव ट्राइड टू अचीव, दैट इज वी हैव टू ब्रिंग अ behavioral change in the mindset of the people. Clear hai guys? So this is it for this month's edition. I hope you have enjoyed the video. अगर नहीं भी आई तो भी बता देना, है ना, अपने feedback जरूर देना. Give your feedback so that we can improve further as well. So these were the 5 important articles I think that were important. Rest we are covering in like current affairs, like the farm laws and the COVID cases. So that is being covered. I hope you have liked the video. So next time हम फिर मिलेंगे जिसमें हम और इसको next magazine को cover करेंगे. Till the time, be safe and keep on liking, sharing and subscribing our channel. Thank you.